first thing when it comes to trying to save money during inflation, I think like the biggest thing is to start unplugging your phone chargers, your laptop chargers, unplug things that you're not using. Back then, I used to talk about this all the time, by the way. For my longtime subscribers, you guys have heard me talk about this so many times, but I wanted to bring it up again because we tend to forget to unplug our phone chargers and laptop chargers, or even like lamps. I remember like when I lived alone, I used to have 2 lamps. I've always had apartments that never had ceiling lights. Even here, we do not have ceiling lights. But back then I had lamps and I used to unplug them. I only owned 2 lamps. I was very, very frugal back then. I'm still frugal, but back then I was like on my A game. And I remember I had 2 lamps in the living room, and when nighttime came, I would bring one of those lamps into the bedroom with me. I'll bring it to the kitchen with me. Like I would like bring that one lamp everywhere with me because I didn't want to buy another lamp. But I know not everyone's like that. But the one thing that I did that helped my electricity bill was unplugging them when I didn't need them or when I wasn't using them. I know it might be a hassle for some people, but trust me, it helps out so much with your electric bill. Your electric bill can go from like $120 a month to like $89 a month, sometimes $72 a month, with just unplugging the things that you're not using. Obviously, don't unplug the fridge. I mean, use common sense with this when it comes to unplugging certain things. When it comes to like the Wi-Fi box, the Wi-Fi router, obviously I'm not going to unplug that because this is my job. I need the internet to upload videos. My boyfriend needs the internet to email clients for his job. So that's something that I wouldn't unplug. I wouldn't unplug the fridge because then the food would go bad. But anyways, just use your common sense when it comes to unplugging things. Phone chargers, headphone chargers, any kind of charging devices, unplug them when your things are fully charged or when you're just not using them. Another way to save with inflation is don't put your clothes in the wash right away, especially if you only wear them for a couple times. So obviously if they stink, put them in the wash. If you sweated a lot, put them in the wash. But when it comes to other things, like for an example, we went for a quick little walk. We've been doing like tiny little walks in the morning, nothing too crazy where we're sweating, but I wore the same thing today and I wore it yesterday. I don't really sweat with our walks. My workouts are very low impact right now because I'm trying to just get in the groove with them. And our walks are usually like 30 minutes. We're not walking fast. We're just walking and talking. Little brisk walk. I say all that to say this. This will probably go in the wash maybe tomorrow. Same thing with my leggings. The only thing that I put in the wash right away is my underwear and my socks. When it comes to my sports bra, I only own one. I will hand wash that every night when I take a shower and let it hang dry. Again, this is not for everybody. A lot of people like to just put their clothes in the wash right away. To each his own. It also depends on where you work. My boyfriend's mom, she used to work in a fish house for 30 something years, and she would have to put her clothes in the wash right away because it smelled like fish. So again, this is not for everybody, but for those of you that have a very stationary job like myself, again, a little example. Once when I'm done filming this video, I'm going to sit at the dining room table for the rest of the day and edit this video, which is going to be about 5 to 6 hours to edit this video. So I'm just going to be chilling in this shirt. So I'm not really doing much where it's going to cause me to like put this in the wash right away. So it's just a little something to keep in mind when it comes to your clothes, because this way, like if you're not putting your clothes in the wash right away, like your sweatshirts, your pants, your sweaters, your regular t-shirts, if you're not putting them in the wash right away, so you're kind of pausing your laundry days, whether you own your own washer and dryer or you pay money like myself, I pay $2 a load and $2 to dry. If I have to dry in the dryer, most of the time I will air dry in the bedroom. I will air dry most of our clothes, but it still saves money either way, whether you own, whether you don't own. You're saving money on laundry soap for one. You're saving money on dryer sheets if you use that. You're saving money on scent beads if you use that. And again, if you own your own washer and dryer, you're saving money on water and electricity from not doing your clothes every day or 3 to 5 loads a week. So keep that in mind when it comes to what you wear. Your clothes might not be as dirty as you think they are. Another great way to save money is to start switching over to reusable items. I have talked your ears off, or most of my subscribers' ears off, when it comes to reusable items. So I have a ton of reusable items. Honestly, I'll probably forget to name a couple of them, but let's just get on with the list. My period underwear, reusable. We have cloth napkins instead of paper towels. We have washable sponges. I also own cloth cotton rounds, so if I ever do wear makeup again, I haven't worn makeup in almost a year, but if I ever do wear makeup again, I can take off my makeup with the reusable cotton rounds that I have. I have them in black so they won't get stained, or they don't look like they're stained. I feel like everyone uses the white cloth reusable cotton rounds, and for me, I just don't want them to look stained, so I went with the black ones. It's all different colors, and that's also the beauty about reusable items, is that you can choose the color, you can choose the pattern, and it's very versatile nowadays. I also own a reusable duster, which has changed my life when it comes to cleaning like the corners, like the cobwebs, the baseboards where the heat comes out of. It's a huge game changer with cleaning. And I know some people tend to think like, oh, well, if you have a lot of reusable items, then that means you need to do more laundry. And that's not the case. That's a huge myth. So when it comes to my reusable items, I tend to just add them in the wash with my clothes. It's not that serious. When it comes to my period underwear, I do have a whole video on how I clean them. Those are the only things that get washed separately. But anyways, when it comes to reusable items, what I'm trying to say is that it will save you thousands of dollars each year. You don't have to run out to grab paper towels. You don't have to run out to grab napkins for dinner time. They also have reusable Q-tips, believe it or not. I have never tried them. I do not clean my ears. I know some people are gonna think that's nasty, but my doctor actually told me good job for not doing that, because your ears clean themselves. So you really don't, like, Q-tips technically are not for your ears. A lot of people think Q-tips are for your ears. They're not. I mean, you can kind of clean the outer layer of them, but like when I'm in the shower, I just, you know, I scrub them. Not with a bunch of soap, just, you know, clean them with your hands. You do not have to take out the wax. I know it's satisfying. The wax will eventually fall out on its own. I haven't purchased Q-tips in years. I want to say over 7 years I haven't purchased Q-tips. I used to be addicted to cleaning my ears. Every time I got the shower, I would use like 5 of them and try to make sure that there was no wax on the Q-tip, make sure my ears were super clean. Pointless. Pointless for my budget, pointless for the environment. So just keep that in mind. There's also straws that are reusable. We own steel straws, glass straws. There's so many different materials that are reusable that you can choose from now. Also, before I get off this subject, I know I've talked a lot with this, but let me know down below, what reusable items have you purchased and how much money have you saved from just having these reusable items. I know they can get pricey when you purchase them, but it's like you get that money back because you never have to purchase it again. Next thing is something that you guys are gonna hate me for, but hear me out, and that is to cut out holiday or random gift giving. I don't even want to look you guys in the eye for this, but oh my god. Okay, so when it comes to random holidays, I'm talking about Mother's Day, I am talking about Halloween, Valentine's, those, or Father's Day. Those are all random holidays. Like, let's be honest, those are random holidays. I understand Easter, Christmas, those are very religious holidays, but the way like the US treats Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter, like they don't treat it as like, well, we won't even talk about Thanksgiving. I know you guys have a lot of questions on why I do not like Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna get into that hot topic. You guys can check out Kendall Ray. She did a whole video regarding the true meaning of Thanksgiving. You guys can go watch that for yourselves. But what I really want to talk about is Christmas and Easter. Like in the US, people just buy. Like at the end of the day, it's not even about the actual holiday, it's just about the gifts. And same thing goes for the random holidays. You know, I have family members asking me like, what'd you do for Valentine's Day? What are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna get your mom for Mother's Day? And now they kind of realize like, all right, Kiera doesn't celebrate holidays. And it's not like we're lame and we don't want to celebrate holidays. It's just when it comes to purchasing gifts and giving them out constantly, it becomes a bill. If you go by the holidays in the US, there is literally a holiday every month. And there's gifts to go with that holiday in the stores every month. So I got sucked into giving gifts back in the day, especially when it comes to like Christmas and when it comes to Mother's Day. I used to go all out for my mom. I love her to death. I'm always gonna love her like she's my mother. So, you know, when it came to Mother's Day, I used to go all out. I used to go in debt just to get my mom something, like a nice TV, a new phone. I remember like I was struggling and I still wanted to get her something extremely nice for Mother's Day. But the reality within gift giving is that if you cannot help yourself, you cannot help others. So with me back then dipping into my savings to buy my mom the newest iPhone, to buy her a new TV, I just took it out of my savings, which was for my car insurance. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll just make it back. But in reality, you have to make that money back and some. And I know life is not just about money. I totally get that. But when it comes to what we're living in right now, which is technically a recession, I don't know why they don't want to announce it. But the prices that I'm seeing out there, it's insane and it's very alarming. Especially with YouTube, like AdSense has gone down dramatically. And I'm not going to bore you guys the details when it comes to YouTube and how things have drastically changed income wise, but in all, everything is different now. So when it comes to the gift giving aspect of holidays, perhaps chill out on them for now until you're good, until this inflation thing just blows over. I know things aren't going to go back down. I don't think there's a such thing as like de-inflation, but if it does, that'll be cool. But what I'm seeing right now is things are just going to keep going up. So instead of purchasing gifts for Mother's Day, Father's Day, you know, even for birthdays, if you cannot do it, then don't do it. I know you're going to feel bad. I get it. I'm in that boat. Last year was the first time ever that I didn't get my sisters a birthday gift. They are twins. Normally I would do $100 gift card each, and I just didn't have the money. And I haven't had the money in a long time, but everyone's situation is different, especially in times like this. So try to do what's best for you and your family. So maybe for now, cut out on the random gift giving or gift giving in general, and make sure that money is spread out evenly, not to gifts, but to things that are more important, like paying your rent, paying your mortgage, putting money aside for next month, because you never know. The number one important thing when it comes to, you know, trying to save money during inflation is to create a budget immediately. As of right now, we have a food budget. So it's kind of like the only budget we have, because when it comes to clothes, we do not buy clothes. Going out, we do not go out right now. I know it sounds like a really boring life, but we're on a mission. We're on a mission to save money, to try to save money for a house. I know everyone's going through this whole house crisis because the down payments are crazy high, the mortgage rates are high. So we're kind of taking this time as like extra time to save or try to save. So the budget we have for food is $600 a month. We used to do $400 a month, but then we realized like it's not enough because food went up, so our budget had to go up for food. So try to create yourself a budget and stick to it. If you do not have a budget for food, if you do not have a budget for maintenance, if you do beauty maintenance every month when it comes to your nails, your hair, try to have a budget. Try to not go over that budget. This is going to help you in the long run when it comes to not overspending. Next up is to plan your trips accordingly. So if you are going to work at 8 a.m., you get out of work at 3 p.m. You also need groceries. Maybe from work, go grocery shopping. I know a lot of us don't like going grocery shopping the minute we get out of work. But instead of driving back home, resting for a couple hours, and then going back out and driving again, instead of wasting gas that way, just do it in one shot. leave work, go to the grocery store, or do whatever you need to do right away and plan your trips accordingly. It doesn't even have to be like when you get out of work. Say it's the weekend, you don't have work, and you realize that your gas tank is low. You also need to pick up your niece at your sister's house, and then you also have to run to the pet store. Try to figure out the route from the gas station to your sister's house to the pet store. Is it easier for you to just go to the pet store first and then go your way down from there, like the pet store, your sister's house, and then the gas station? I know it sounds confusing, but when you like kind of figure out yourself, like in your head on where things are, like when you map it out in your own area, it becomes a lot easier to understand. So for me, what I always do, like my tank right now is pretty low. I will go get gas first because right next to the gas station is Stop and Shop. So we do need to go grocery shopping. It is the end of the month. So what I will do is I'll take my car, I'll go to the gas station first, fill up the tank, and then go straight to the grocery store. When I'm done at the grocery store, I call my boyfriend every time and I'm like, do you need anything while I'm out? That way we don't have to make an extra trip. So that's how I plan my trips accordingly. It does save me a lot of gas, and it doesn't put as much miles on my car because I'm not wasting my time coming back home, leaving again. Oh, I forgot this. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we do forget things and we do have to leave, but it's very rare now because we are on top of our trips every time we leave. So when it comes to planning your trips accordingly, also if you live with someone, work as a team. That way you both can save money. Another thing is to cut down on any unnecessary beauty maintenance. When I moved in with my boyfriend back in 2020, I had to sit down and realize that I don't need pedicures every month, because I was doing pedicures every like 2 months or every month here and there because I was making good money back then. My income has decreased dramatically now, and you know, you have to sit down and rethink your budget when it comes to beauty maintenance, because some beauty maintenance that you're getting done isn't really a necessity. So when I was getting pedicures, even though it felt amazing, my toes looked amazing, I can soak my feet at home with my foot bucket and I can just trim my own toenails. I personally do not wear polish. I don't own nail polish, haven't purchased that in over 7 years. So when it came to getting pedicures, I think the only thing I miss with pedicures is the massage. It's just something about someone else giving you a massage. Like when you try to give yourself a massage, it's not the same, but it's also extremely expensive. So I was paying like $65 just to get my feet done. But it is extremely expensive to get a pedicure, manicure, Botox, any kind of beauty maintenance you're doing. Sit down at your table, write down everything that you get done each month, every other month, each year. Write down the price next to those beauty maintenances and just add everything up. See how much you're spending each month or each year when it comes to those types of services. For me right now, the only thing that I do when it comes to beauty maintenance is I get my eyebrows threaded. And even with getting my eyebrows threaded, I found a way to make it last. So I actually just pluck my eyebrows myself. Like I'll try to go with the shape that the girl does. And instead of me spending $15 each month, even though to some people that might not seem like a lot, it is a lot. And sometimes, even back in the day, I used to go every 2 weeks. My unibrow grows in like right away. I know you guys have never seen me with a full unibrow, but when I was a kid, I have very thick eyebrows. So this thickness right here was like all around. Like I had no shape. And then this darkness and thickness was like, it was just fully connected. I used to get made fun of all the time in school for it. And I've tried waxing. I've tried plucking them myself. I ended up with no eyebrows. So I've been through a lot with my eyebrows and I've learned a lot of lessons. So now I leave it to the professionals. But I do try to pluck the little hairs that come in. You try to stick with the shape that's there. Don't pluck anything else. And with me doing that, I don't get my eyebrows done every month anymore. I get them done every 3 months. So that is saving me a decent amount of money at the end of the year. And also when it comes to me getting my eyebrows done, I usually get them done around the time I go grocery shopping. So once I'm done grocery shopping, I go get my eyebrows done. That way I'm planning my trips accordingly, like I said. So I'm not telling you to get rid of all the beauty maintenance, like the things that make you happy, but you do not need everything that you do. I mean, if you do feel like you need it, then go ahead. But if you are trying to save money, especially how things are nowadays, maybe it's time to like cut out certain things that you can live without. Whatever beauty maintenance you get done, try to think like, do I really need this, or can I live without it for a little bit in order for you to save some money. Another thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about is to keep in mind your main needs, which are food, water, shelter, certain medications if you need them, you know, just your main essentials, your main needs. A lot of us, especially nowadays, we tend to forget that all we really need is food, shelter. Obviously we need clothes, but most of us already have clothes. Just deal with what you have in your closet, which that's something that I have been doing for a long time now, is just dealing with what I have in my closet. Would I love a whole new wardrobe? Yes. Is it the right time to buy a whole new wardrobe? No. So like I was saying, just try to keep in mind your main essentials. That's what's going to help you out a lot when it comes to wants versus needs. It's going to help you narrow down what you should be spending your money on and what you shouldn't be spending your money on. And the last thing that I want to share with you guys, I know this video is pretty long. This last thing is very important because there's a lot of waste when it comes to overstocking with food items you will not eat. I have done this, my boyfriend has done this, my family members have done this. Sometimes when you're in the grocery store, we tend to think, us adults tend to think like, oh, I want to be healthy, I'm gonna grab these can of peas. And when it's time to cook dinner or lunch, we tend to just push those cans that we purchase, those healthy cans of food that we purchase, out of the way. Not even just cans of food, but like healthy food in general, like healthy food items, we tend to just push to the side because we bought them in just like the spur of like a healthy moment at the grocery store. And some people do like to stock up on canned items because you never know. Same thing for us. There's some canned items that we do stock up on, but in order to save money, we try to purchase and stick to things that we are going to eat, not backups that we do not like canned carrots. I hate canned carrots. They do not taste like real carrots. I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of preservatives they put in those canned carrots, but they taste disgusting. And my boyfriend's the same way. So we do not purchase certain canned food items because we know we're not going to eat them. We have purchased them in the past and they just sit there in the cabinet. Try to purchase items that you are going to eat. So when that just in case moment happens, you happen to have something that you like on deck instead of something that you do not like. And now you're scrounging around the kitchen trying to find something to eat because the things that you had for a backup, you don't want to eat them because you don't like them. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below if you would like a part 2. And on that note, I will catch you in the next video.